guys, and welcome back. This is ChosenArchitect, and man, it's about time we get some automation done. So I hope you guys are ready. So jumping right into today's video, right where we left off last episode, bam, the 900 RF or FE, it's the same thing, per tick generator off of a fuel that we have unlimited supply of at this point. I mean, we can even make this faster. So that's just putting it out there. That's how crazy this is. So with that set up, of course, this can still be extended here. The only thing I need to add to this is a plug. And then I definitely want to upgrade these eventually. But at the moment, these are putting out, I believe, more than this is actually able to put out. Let me pop these off real quick. I can actually see. So this will output, okay, 120 RF per tick. So not super great, but then again, I'm only using 3. You can actually use, I believe, as many as you can fit around this thing. And this will work. By the way, somebody also mentioned in the comments that I could just make this a little bit nicer looking, which I always forget about this. I forget that you can do this. To make this a little bit smaller, just literally by one block, you can make this smaller. You place the block here, just a full block, and then you can run the redstone here and then up to there. So just making it one block shorter, and this will also work the same way. I'm apparently a complete derp when it comes to redstone. I'm still learning every day. So I'm finding something new to learn about. But this right here is another quick and easy way to get this to work. So I can just go ahead and put a full block here and then have the redstone run like this. This also does the same thing. If I was to put all of this in here, you can see only one item dropped in. This also works, and this is a lot smaller. This is probably one of the smallest. I don't think it can get any smaller than that, but I could be proven wrong. I could totally be proven wrong. So at the moment, we are running iron directly into our storage, and honestly, there are better ways of doing this. We could use a storage drawer or storage drawer system and use some compacting drawers for our iron and things like that. Things that are going to be coming out of this chest that's up here. So if we set this up for just a couple of things, we can use iron for this. We can also use our blaze rods for this. And we can have them go into this chest. And then our flowers, we could also have that, of course, sorted out into storage drawers as well. But inevitably, what I want is I want the system to basically read our storage drawers. And I think we should be able to do that. If refined storage still has its external storage, which it does, it is going to require some iron and an improved processor. But other than that, we should be pretty good. I might have to make those things, unfortunately. That's about the only problem with this is I'm still running a little short on slime and things like that. So I'm trying to make it last as long as possible. By the way, I totally forgot to mention this, but these portable grids technically can hold storage, and they're like backpacks. They really are. They hold a controller, they hold a grid, but yeah, they pretty much are kind of like backpacks, I guess you can say. You can put I believe you can put a disc in them, and they run. It's either the disc or it's the blocks. I don't remember. I'm not too familiar with them, but I do know that that's kind of what they are. So to get this set up, we need to pretty much get rid of this chest, get rid of all of this. There we go. Let's see. You can use that. I'm just going to place the regular ender chest here. Now, all of that should pipe into there as we go. The only problem is we have nothing really to collect experience. So experience still kind of builds up, so we need to watch that. Experience, I believe, doesn't delete itself over time. I don't really know if it has like a timer and it'll eventually go away, but I do know that it clumps up, and I think that updates it every time that a mob falls down in there. But I could be wrong. I don't know. I do like going over there and collecting. As you can see, I have a lot of experience, and it just really just keeps building up. So over here on the wall, let's go ahead and get this set up. This is actually going to be pretty simple to set up. We're going to have a drawer controller. This is going to control everything about our storage system. So if I place that there, bam, we are ready to go. All we got to do is place some storage drawers next to things. I'm going to go ahead and place a spruce drawer right here. This one's going to contain poppies. And then I'm going to place 2 compacting drawers, one right here and one right here. And one of them is going to contain blaze. So we can throw blaze in there. Unfortunately, it doesn't break it down into blaze powder. but it will break it down like this. If it worked like an ingot, it would. This is going to break it down into nuggets. You can see, and it's also going to add that. So with all of that connected, instead of using an importer, we're actually going to connect an ender chest in the back to this. So this ender chest, by the way, this is a visual bug. It looks like it duplicated it, but it didn't, if that makes any sense. Like as soon as I go into an actual inventory or utilize it, it's technically not 2 items. I don't know. It's a visual thing. I tried it with other chests to see if it would work. No, it's literally just a visual thing. Okay, so back here, we can hook this chest in, and then I can go ahead and take a... Oh, as you can see, it fixed itself there. I can take my configurator and a logistical transporter, and I can set this to pull, and now that's going to pull the items, and it's going to end up going into here. Now, the thing that I do need, which I should now have available, is going to be this right here. So this is really cool. Refined Storage has the ability to connect to networks, and I hope that this connects, because I just hope it connects. It should like connect to chests and things like that. Let's just fingers crossed that it works, because I remember in prior versions this didn't, but it does look like Storage Drawers has updated, which is really, really nice. So external storage, I'm also going to grab a cable, and here we go. We're going to, actually, we need another cable, don't we? I'm going to need all my cables. So connecting this is going to be the external storage, is going to connect up to the drawer controller, and then we are going to have our cable run like this. So technically, everything that is connected to this storage drawer controller should show up in our network, hopefully. And then you can also change this. There's a different type of access. You can see access type, insert and extract. I'm going to set this to insert and extract, because I want any item that I put back in here to technically go back in here. Like that would be the ultimate goal, right? So if I pull out, let's say iron, for example, or I put blaze rods in, technically the blaze rod should be going into here. Now it is going to show, I think it shows that I have the same amount of iron. I don't know which one it's working off of, if it's even working at all. I'm about to find out when I go to put all of this in. Also, if you click on the controller, you can see all the items that you have in your inventory will go into the adjacent controller, or it'll go into the adjacent drawers. So it is definitely working, which is great. You can see right here, I have all of this iron, I have all these blaze rods, all of these nuggets. Now keep in mind, this is not the exact amount. You can see I have these blaze rods, but it's also showing up that I have the same amount of blaze rod blocks. That's not true, because it's basically showing the current amount that I have in here. You can see it's showing all the blaze blocks that I have, and it's also showing the amount of blaze rods I have, even though this basically is splitting them and showing that the exact quantity of both. So yeah, it is a little bit misleading here that it's showing that, but hey, it's better than it filling up this. So now all of our stuff that is automatic at the moment is going to be filling up our drawers. Now, we can make these drawers even better by voiding this stuff off. I'm not worried about it just yet. I don't want it to start voiding items just at the moment, as we can also expand the inventory. So storage drawers. Let's see, is there a better way to search storage drawers? I guess drawers? Yeah, drawers works. So we have these upgrade templates right here, and we can use this right here to upgrade these. And it's actually pretty nice. So I'm not going to upgrade the flowers, but I will use this to upgrade these guys. And this is actually a pretty nice upgrade. Like, this definitely increases its capacity, its stack limit, by a lot. So, yeah, I don't think we're going to have to worry about it for a while. So I want to convert over my farm that I have going. And at the moment, I actually have it collecting in immersive engineering stuff, some nice hemp. Now, this hemp is really nice because we can convert this into wool. And that's basically what I've been doing. This right here turns into string, and then I can turn into wool. Of course, later I want to get a wool farm. We might even work on that today. But I want to go ahead and get this put in here as well, as this is another farm where items are going to be going into it. I also want to do the same thing for these farms, right? I want these farms to no longer need this chest down here. Instead, it's going to have an ender chest. So I have all of the ender chests for everything ready to go. We just need to basically grab all of this stuff, and we need to hook it into some storages. That includes every item that this has, including we need to definitely store up poisonous potatoes. and things like that. So I'm just going to use regular drawers, I think, for these drawers. And I'm going to use spruce drawers. So we're going to need 1, 2, 3, 4 for all of these. Like, basically, that's all we're going to need. Weird that this is, I guess we finally ran out of chests. Oh my goodness. Yep, and I have to, oh, there's a good chest. I'll just get some wood, I guess. So taking a look up here, I have this right here, a compacting drawer for the sugarcane as it can be compacted down. But we need 4 more drawers here, so I might as well just add these to the side. Of course, this can actually extend all the way around this room, I do believe. This thing actually supports quite a bit, and we could use some stuff that actually help connect blocks back and forth that are part of the drawers mod. Let's see, drawers. We could use the, I believe, controller slaves. I think these actually work, but I think trim also works, which I don't see trim. Yeah, oak trim. Like, trim pieces also will kind of work similar to the controller slave. Now, what happens if we pull all of the items out that we have stored in here? Well, if we pull it out of our system or use it to craft, well, it'll just leave an empty space, and we don't want to do that. So the best thing to do is to lock our drawers. Now, we can lock all of them at once by clicking our controller, or you can lock them individually if you do want to. But this is basically going to hold the item. So if we pull out, let's say, all of this hemp seed, and you can see there's no longer any more in there. Well, technically, it's going to stay. So that way, whenever an item goes back in and it's said, basically we're saying, hey, put the item back in, all you got to do is click that and it's going to go right back to the chest that is defined. It basically prevents it from being unlocked, which is super useful for automation purposes. Like, this alone, in itself, this is super useful for automating certain things. And I'm so glad the storage drawer mod has been updated to go back to the way it was. Like, I really, really love that. So real quick, somebody was telling me in the comments that I can throw this book at my cleric, and my cleric is going to put some new stuff in it. Apparently, it looks like the cleric did pick up the book. We unlocked the scared sign? Okay, so... Okay, the scared sign is the emblem of the forces of light. Prevents flight. Wait, it represents the flight or the fight against evil and the undead. Oh, this I actually kind of recognize this symbol, surprisingly. I've been watching a show, or we've already finished the show on Netflix, and it's kind of similar to this, which kind of is kind of funny. Let's see. The higher powers of creation. What does this unlock? We don't even know what it does yet. We would have to use it to find out what it does. I mean, I'm sure if we just like use it, just like right out, it's not gonna do anything. Yeah, I figured that. Huh. I wonder if there's like anything that I can learn from this. Like, we didn't unlock anything else, I don't think, that's related to this. Also, I know you're probably yelling at me, but I finally realized my brain was like, oh yeah, this is not scared. This is sacred. What is wrong with me? Oh, I feel like a total derp. See, that right there almost proves that there's just a tad bit of dyslexia in my brain, because I read these letters all in jumbled order. I'm a complete derp. So it is nighttime. Maybe I can get away with using this now? Like, maybe? Actually, let's cancel this. How many does this recommend me using? Wasn't it like 4 on this sign? Don't remember which one, like the dark prayer. It's only 3, so maybe we can do the light prayer. Nothing. I wish I knew more about this. Like, I don't know, maybe we'll learn it later on. So to sort of finish things up today, I think I want to get steel production done. Now, of course, producing steel over here, I mean, it is slow. It takes a long time, and honestly, this is the bottleneck. And I could upgrade this. There is an upgraded version of this, but the problem is of course, all the creosote oil, I would need to just eventually void all of it, because it is just unnecessary. And then this guy, I like how these look out front, and I would have to completely change the way that these look in order to upgrade them. Basically, they would look totally different. So I'm going to kind of go with mechanism, I think, for the steel. Plus, it is just a little bit better, I think, and it only requires 3 machines to do this. It's actually not too bad at all. Do I have my cables with me? That is something that I don't know if I have. Oh, I do, right here. Perfect. Okay, so we have just about everything we need. So let's just look at this real quick. Steel, right? Steel, for example. How do we get to the point where we make steel? So we have an energized smelter. That's something that I think I'm also going to need that I didn't actually make. Let's see. I probably should make that an energized smelter. Perfect. Okay. So yeah, I should have everything for this. It's just going to require some steel. Bam, energized smelter. Okay. So steel, for example. Let's get back onto steel. Basically, what we're going to need to do is we need to go backwards from this. So we have a steel dust. So to get steel dust, we need a metallurgic infuser that is going to infuse coal into enriched iron. Now, we also need to get enriched iron. And to get enriched iron, it's a metallurgic infuser with iron and coal. So basically 2 metallurgic infusers, and we're ready to go. So yes, it is going to be 3 machines. I was right. So here we go. We have our metallurgic infuser, another metallurgic infuser, and then an energized smelter. So this whole setup should be able to get this working. Chest, let's go ahead and grab a chest. We should have an input and output chest here. That should work. And then we're going to route cables around to get everything nice and powered. Of course, down here, I can throw in a beautiful point. Actually, the point can go like right here. Why not? So we'll configure the point. That'll be the main. And then that will hook into our cables. And that's going to power these machines. Now, up on top, we need to get an item into here. And then we need to get this item into here, which should be able to push and then item into here. So hopefully we can get all of that connected. Basically, to configure this, we have auto eject on. And we're going to clear out all of the inputs here. And then I'm going to say input on the top. And then I'm going to say output on the side. Right? Now, there is another input. We have this input as well. And unfortunately, I don't think there's a way to have multiple inputs. So I'm probably going to have the front of these machines as an input as well. It isn't going to look that great, but we do have to have something for the yellow here because there's not like a mixed, right? You can see the extra yellow there on the top. So I think this is the front. So I'm going to set that to the yellow. There we go. And this should be configured. All I got to do now is make sure that the cables are set properly. So this right here is going to accept these items. And then, you know what? Just to make this, I don't think it's going to look any better now that I think about it. Just on top, I'm going to also have this set up like this. That is going to be pulling out the main item, which is going to be our iron that's going to go here. So all of this is pretty much set up. We just need to tell the other machines what to do. So we can set that to extract, this one to extract as well. Same on this. Basically, we could tell this machine just by clicking on here. We can tell it what side needs to do what. But I'm going to go ahead and do it from inside simply because there's other things at play here. So make sure this is on. Now the left side is going to be set to input now. And then still the front is going to be yellow. And then over here on the right, this is going to be our output again. So over here on this machine, we're going to do the same thing. We'll set to eject on. I think that'll help save us on some pipes. We will keep the left output. We'll make sure the right is output. Make sure the left is our input. And then on this one, we don't have to worry about any secondary. It's just as it is. So hopefully this will work. If I put coal in here, that should work. And if I put iron in here, that should work as well. And this should start doing its thing. Just like this. Now, once this one gets full of coal, it should start moving the coal over to here. And you can see the dust is now moving, but the coal has yet to move. It will. It will once this fills up, I do believe. And I want it to fill up. So I do have plenty of coal. So that will keep this nice and running, so long as we have some coal in here. There we go. And then also iron. Let's go ahead and throw some iron in here. That's going to generate a bunch of steel for us. And we can just let this run, and we don't really have to think about it too much, right? Let me go ahead and jump start this one just by throwing a stack of coal in here. That way it can go into the Energized Smelter, and that's steel production. I mean, it's pretty nice too. And it's all, like, a lot of the power is coming from this. Like, this is 900 RF per tick. Like, I can't believe how crazy this is. And we can make more of these. Like, it's insane. Like, I already have enough here to make another set. Like, I make another one. Oh, it's crazy. All right, so over here, the steel dust is being processed, and we're getting ourselves some steel ingots. Of course, we can break that steel back down. I believe steel is what you use to actually mute these machines. But, of course, here in the options and in your sound, you can actually turn down, I think it's the blocks. You can turn down the block sounds, and that is going to help with the sound tremendously. Or you can use something called defenders. They are a part of immersive engineering. So immersive engineering has, let's see, why is this not synced? Oh, I don't have this set to sync. JEI synchronized. There we go. Perfect. So immersive engineering, and then they're called defenders, DEF. These right here. Basically, these things will mute sound for you, but I believe they mute everything. So yeah, use at your own, you know. Your own will, I guess. So guys, we are back over here on sponsorship, and I wanted to give a huge shout out to the sponsor of today's video, and that is going to go to Cindy Y. Thank you so much for your amazing support, by the way, over on Patreon. I really do appreciate you. And guys, if you're interested in becoming a patron yourself, of course, you can find that link down in the description below. I really do appreciate it. Of course, as I always say, it's the best way to support the content I make, and that way I can continue these episodes a little bit longer than I would normally do so, just based on regular YouTube ad revenue, which is not always the greatest in the world. Let's just put it that way. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, be sure to give this video a huge thumbs up. I really appreciate it. And of course, I will see you in the next episode. And as always, thanks for watching.